is 7 a.m. I got settled in just a little bit ago. It is opening weekend of rifle season here in Texas. I've still got the bow hanging over here. Didn't even bring a gun with me. There's a spot over here, as you guys will be able to tell here in a minute, where James has been dumping some corn and some rice bran. And there's no feeder at this spot, but the deer and the hogs really like to use this little area in here to pass through and move. It's kind of a little funnel for them. The wind's perfect right back in my face. I got my cup of coffee, got my harness on, strapped in. Let's see if we can't stick something. Well, guys, I had some pretty tough luck this morning. I ended up only seeing that little bitty buck and a few turkeys. It is 5:43. There's a pretty nice pig that's been showing up to this set, hitting the hand corn, and I just dumped a little bit out. So I'm gonna sit tight and see if he'll show up. Give me a shot. He's a pretty big pig. Probably pretty close to the same size of that one that you guys just saw me shoot a couple of nights ago. You never know, there could be a doe that shows up. If she's mature, I'm gonna take her. Wind's blowing straight across my face. It's pretty decent. I just got the hand corn set out a little bit ago, so I'm gonna be patient and see if Mr. Pig or the mature doe will show up. That makes me 2 for 2 this weekend. Another big nasty pig down. Ladies and gentlemen. I am not at all being paid to say this, but this broadhead right here, the Slick Trick Raptor trick, is hands down the best broadhead I have ever shot. A 200 plus pound boar with a shield as hard as a rock went down in sight, ran 30 yards with this broadhead right here. That boar right there ran I'd give him 20, 25 yards. I watched him go down inside. I will always be a Slick Trick fan for that reason right there. This is right here is why I shoot them. That was incredible. That pig isn't probably not nearly as big as the one that I shot 2 nights ago from yesterday's video, but that's a nice sized boar right there. He is really cool. In the face, he's got the coolest coloration I've ever seen. Probably the coolest colored hog that I've ever shot. I could hear him running. I watched him come all the way in, flip the camera on, broadside shot at 26 yards, 25, 26 yards, smoked him. Drew back, settled the pin right on his shoulder, blew up his heart, guaranteed. We're gonna get down here in just a few minutes. It is, I'll do a little time check for you guys. 6:03. I've been in the stand for 20 minutes, if that. So I'm gonna give him till about 6:15. I'm gonna pack all this crap up, and we're gonna go check out our pig. I halfway expected him to run, but you know what? With the way that these things have been performing lately, it's incredible. I mean, animals are just dying in sight. The last 4 animals that I've shot with this, which if you guys saw the video of my buck, I shot that buck and another pig in that same night with this broadhead right here. I watched them both go down inside. It's absolutely insane. One of the biggest pigs that I've ever shot, probably my second largest ever. And I've been hunting hogs for a very long time, but probably my second largest pig ever ran 30 yards and died. And that dude right there was, I'm going to give him about 125, 150. Still a really good pig, which he may be bigger when I get up there to him. He's kind of hard to judge from up here in this tree. But that pig right there, he ran 15, 20 yards and couldn't make it any farther. I straight up smoked him, and that takes me back again. I've seen some comments in the past from people hating about how we shouldn't be bow hunting. And that reason right there is why you bow hunt. Because I've seen animals that have been shot with a 7 mag or a 300 Win Mag that have ran farther than that right there. You run a 2-inch razor sharp blade through an animal or anything, and it is not going to go far, especially when you hit it in the heart. It's kind of hard to show you guys the pig as he was running away just because I had my bow in my hands, but y'all will see. I will show you where I started, where the pig started, the shot that I put on him, and then as far as he ran. I mean, it blows my mind. I have shot G5, I have shot Grim Reaper, I have shot Rage, I have shot Muzzy. I have shot tons of different broadheads, and I'll always say that it is about shot placement, no matter what broadhead you're shooting. But there's something about this thing and the way it's performing. Again, I'm not being paid to say this. I'm just blown away at how everything is dying in sight within seconds. 20 seconds or less when I hit him with this thing. It's incredible. Let's go check out our pig. one point I had that buck come running through. I don't know what he was doing or what he was chasing, but he acted like he was running in or running from something. I'm not 100% sure on that. I know that probably 10 minutes after I shot my pig, I started hearing more pigs all the way around me, completely surrounded in them. There was a raccoon that came running through. That other little buck that you guys just saw. I've been sitting here for about 50 minutes to an hour after the shot is what we're looking at right now. And I've just been covered up. I couldn't get a shot at that pig. I have my pins set to 50 and 60 and I was going to take that shot, but I couldn't get him to stand still in a little clearing for long enough. I ranged him at about 48 yards or so, and I'm perfectly comfortable with taking that shot. My only deal is that there was too much brush in front of him, and I'm just not going to take that kind of shot, even on a pig, at that distance at night. It was tough to pass up on him, but there was no shot, really. No ethical shot, I should say. I'm going to pack all my stuff up, and we are finally going to get down out of the stand and go look at my pig. I can't wait for you guys to see the face on this thing. He's like a javelina almost. He's really white in the face. Super cool when I first saw him running in. Okay guys, so here's where the pig was standing. Right about in here. This is the corn on the ground. I'm going to walk right over here. I'm going to step it off, and you guys can watch how far that I go. There he is. Okay, so I counted about 12 steps, which I'd say is probably pretty close to about 10 yards, somewhere in between 10 and 15 yards. Let's go take a look at him. Same procedure as always. That's kind of what I expected. I'm going to drag him out and let's inspect the damage. Okay guys, this is really crazy. I noticed that his shoulder was like sticking up, messed up. And when I feel right here, I can feel the end of my broadhead in his shoulder. That is wild. My arrow is broken off inside of him, and the other end of it is right here in his shoulder. So I may try to do a little bit of surgery and see if I can't get my broadhead back. I'm gonna flip him over and we'll see where I hit him. Right where you want it. I don't know if you guys are noticing a trend here, but judging by that right there, there's the hole. In comparison to the hog that I shot in the last video, if you ask me, if you shoot him right through the shoulders, yeah, you're gonna break an arrow, but you're gonna watch your hog die in sight. I could tell he wasn't a very big pig whenever he first came running in, but his facial features are so cool. He's really kind of sandy colored, tan and white. Now he's real orange on top. Pretty cool.
I'd say he's about, I think my estimate was pretty close. He's probably about 100 pounds or so. Pretty good eating size. When I was talking about his facial features earlier, you can see right there, he's not very big, but he sure is white in the face. Really kind of cool. I can tell by the kind of blood that's coming out of his mouth and his shoulders that I made a lung shot. It's pretty bubbly. And with where it was placed on the shoulder, I know I got a heart for sure. So broke both of his shoulders. I can feel the arrow sticking out or trying to stick out on the opposite side shoulder. But again, you put a good shot on them, they're not going to run far. I'll always be a believer in that, and I'll always preach it to you guys. Every once in a while you will find an animal that's just absolutely insanely tough and will run, but 9 times out of 10, if you put the arrow or the bullet where it needs to go, right in the vitals, they're not going to go far. You guys can really see the whiteness in his face whenever I'm back here at this distance. Really kind of cool. You don't ever see him like this very often. Really orange and really white in the face. I know a lot of people that will go to Walmart and they'll buy cheap arrows just to shoot pigs with because they don't want to break expensive arrows. That's understandable, but my thing is if you're gonna shoot something, why not do it with the best equipment possible to give the quickest, most humane kill? A lot of times people will buy Walmart special broadheads and arrows and they'll just shoot pigs and they'll never recover them. This is part of the fun for me, is tracking, following a blood trail and finding my animal, recovering it. Whether it be a nasty little pig like this, or a rabbit, or a squirrel, or a 200-inch buck, it's all part of it to me. I love recovering my game, having it processed, feeding my family. It's a ton of fun. I have almost as much fun tracking as I do actually drawing the bow back, turning the camera on, and shooting the animal. So yeah, these broadheads are pretty expensive. So are the arrows, the nocturnals, all of that, sure. But I watched my animal go down in sight, and here it is recovered. The moon's starting to come up. The bugs are wearing me out. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. I'm glad that I could get some good pig killing footage out for you guys. I know that it's kind of been long overdue. If you haven't already, link down below will be my Instagram at 4B Bowhunting and Outdoors. You guys can check it out and give me a follow. I appreciate all the support, the likes, the comments, the shares, everything. We're growing in a hurry. I wanted to touch on the update again real quick with you guys. I think we're about 170 to 150 subscribers away. I am keeping track of all the comments and all the likes and everything, so you guys know who you are. The closer we get to 4,000, the more excited I get. It's been a lot of hard work, and I'm glad that it's been able to get to this point and you guys are enjoying this content. It was a slow morning of deer hunting this morning, but decided to come hop back in the stand and take a little pig. Appreciate each and every one of you watching. Love you guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Before I close this out, I want to show you guys the amount of damage that these hogs are doing. As you guys can tell, that there is supposed to be this tall brush here, and there's not. Everything that you see that's knocked over and everywhere you see bare ground, that's all hog damage. So if you look through here, they just cleared and destroyed this little path. And there's spots like this all throughout this little field. But it's crazy how much damage they can do in one night. I mean, just take a look. See what they're doing to the roots, the root system. See what they're doing to the ground. Absolutely destroying it. That's what they're doing right there. They're rooting up at the bases of all these weeds and just plowing this field. It's absolutely insane.